Fast food is as American as hot dogs and apple pie. And that passion is spreading across Europe like sweet butter on warm toast.
It's a little bit like typical McDonald's burger, but with a kind of a French flair.
In Moscow, breakfast is a local pick-me-up any time of day.
It makes my spirits high.
In Prague, supersize me with fast food organ meats.
This heart comes with dumpling.
There's takeaway gourmet Swedish meatballs in Stockholm.
Tastes like food my grandma used to make me when I was a kid. Tastes like home cooked.
And in Spain, a place you can dine for 3 months straight and not try the same thing twice.
Welcome to 100 Montalitos.
Eating in or on the go, American ingenuity is serving up more than a few local surprises.
Have you tried their food? It tastes better than America.
On Fast Foods Gone Global. The American fast food revolution is storming the beaches and cities of the old world as Yankee restaurant chains mushroom from Western to Eastern Europe. But as Europeans chow down on American burgers, pizza, and subs, the U.S. restaurants are adding European flavors to please local palates. First stop, Moscow, one of the most recognizable capitals in the world. And its food is just as hearty. It has to be to ward off the nearly 8 months of wintry weather here in the sprawling colossus of Russia. This former Soviet Socialist Republic is no stranger to revolution. And over 2 decades ago, one event here shook the world. The fast food world, that is.
That's actually when the McDonald's era in Russia started.
In dramatic fashion, the Golden Arches conquered the Iron Curtain.
We can see McDonald's 22 years ago. Let's go and see McDonald's now.
This was the first McDonald's in Russia, and it landed here in Pushkin Square, named after Alexander Pushkin, the father of Russian literature.
On January 31st, 1990, we had our grand opening day. And I was the lucky one who started as a crew person in this very restaurant 22 years ago.
They broke all records for the largest McDonald's opening in history, with a turnout of 35,000 customers. Now there are 318 McDonald's restaurants in 80 cities all over Russia. Moscow's McDonald's is still the most visited in the world, with about 12,000 hungry people pouring in on a daily basis. And most of them are locals, looking for a gold standard American experience and taste.
It's incomparable. That's why I'm here.
I love the filet of fish. For some reason, I like it best.
McDonald's deliberately stresses American favorites, but lately is adding some Russian flair.
And the examples of those would be beef a la Russe, which is a sandwich with rye bun. Rye bun is something that is very popular with Russians. Another example would be potato wedges, which is also potato, as you may know, is very much part of Russian culture.
Russians also love their fried dough, so it's no wonder that Dunkin' Donuts is thriving in Moscow. They create some confections just for the Russian market.
One donut, which is called strawberry glazed shell donuts.
The shell is a yeast dough with a hollow middle. In Moscow, the favorite fillings are sweet Bavarian cream or mixed berries. And at under $2 a piece, no one can resist these smiling faces.
That's one of my favorites, actually. These are wild berries, extremely tasty. I like these smiles. They're so cheerful. They make my day.
And oddly enough, the littlest donuts are making the biggest splash.
Among our best sellers, we have munchkins. Munchkins are the holes of the donuts. At one store, we sold approximately 5,000 munchkins per day per one store.
In just 2 years, Dunkin' Donuts has opened 18 Russian restaurants, with a half dozen more on the way.
I have 2 kids who love these delicious donuts. You can't pull them away. They get great enjoyment.
It makes my spirits high. I like it a lot.
And there are plenty of smiles at this American transplant, Subway. With nearly 400 Subway outlets in Russia, this popular American chain may have replaced the Cold War with cold cuts. But Muscovites prefer the subs with a Russian spin.
But if you choose closer to our national products, probably the most popular is the mushroom sandwich, and with pork, such as barbecue, bacon, ham.
And Subway even serves kvass, an Eastern European beverage made from fermented rye bread.
Probably the most national drink we serve is kvass, which is thirst-quenching on hot days.
Russia may have been the first to welcome the U.S. fast food invasion, but it swept the rest of Eastern Europe and is still on the march. Like here in Prague, the historic and picturesque capital of the Czech Republic. Smack in the middle of town, under the watchful eye of St. Wenceslas, you can order a Big Mac Egg McMuffin or this.
In Czech language it's called mixmažák.
The mixmažák is a slab of breaded deep-fried cheese. Simple and decadently delicious.
They're famous in Czech Republic for their fried cheese, so they make fried cheese sandwich at the McDonald's.
Czechs love their fried cheese. They're a favorite street food all over Prague. Mickey D's makes them with Edam cheese, freshly chopped onions, and a special sauce.
I would definitely eat this again. This is really good.
Of course, you'll find burgers in the Prague McDonald's, but in keeping with the local tastes, this really is a hamburger.
So my country is unique because there is sausage patty, which is pork, and pork is typical Czech meat.
And Czechs love to pile on the onions and slather on the mustard.
It tastes like a sausage McMuffin. It is really good.
My professor's like, "You're in Czech Republic. Why are you at McDonald's?" I'm like, "Have you tried their food? It tastes better than America."
But there's no place better for hardcore Czech comfort food than Havelska Koruna, a cafeteria-style homegrown joint that's been cooking up some mean pig knuckles and beef hearts since 1996.
Heart tastes good.
It's known for traditional Czech food, which is served in kind of, canteen style.
Among the dishes are chicken schnitzel, pork knuckle, or a stew with rich chunks of beef heart.
This heart comes with cream sauce and dumpling.
Dumplings go over big here. There's a huge variety, filled with everything from meat to fruit. They serve some 5,000 dumplings a day.
That's what usually grandmas and moms make, and that's very typical what you eat at home.
But if you don't have time to sit down and eat with a fork and a knife, there's always Prague's KFC, with the attraction of beer. Here you can grab a cold one made right here in the Czech Republic. And knowing how much Czechs love hot cheese, KFC puts gobs of melty cheese in its Mega Pocket barbecue sandwich, along with crispy fried chicken, hash browns, and barbecue sauce. One of their best sellers in Prague isn't particularly Czech at all, but the locals still seem to love KFC's Twister, a tortilla stuffed with chicken and a fiery, spicy sauce.
I always come for Twister.
Yeah, I like Twister too. It's really good.
Because it's spicy. For me, it's spicy enough, really. It's like I'm sometimes burning.
The biggest up-and-comer in the fast food arena in Prague is a local chain called Vegetarí Boulevard. It's taking on the big boys. It's the Czech version of Subway.
I like that it's fresh. It's made in the moment. You wait like 5 minutes and you got a fresh sandwich.
Vegetarí Boulevard opened its doors in Prague in 2003 and now has 11 locations. Their hands-down favorite is the Katalanska.
It's turkey meat, chorizo, salami, and the cheese. And then you baked and you eat it. It's fantastic.
And turning the tables on American restaurants that adapt to foreign tastes, this Czech chain champions its version of an American favorite, the meatball sub, aptly named the Bruklinska.
American sandwich includes mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, meatballs, onion, and the cheese on the top.
So whether you crave American meatballs in a Czech restaurant or Czech fried cheese in an American one, there's a fast food for everyone in Prague. When in Paris, even Pizza Hut taps into the local DNA.
So we've done a lot of work in getting a great selection of wines.
And later, in the land of fish and chips, KFC customers want more flame than fryer. Paris, France, the self-professed center of the culinary universe and capital of the most visited country in the world. In the middle of northern France, tourists come to eat, drink, and visit the Eiffel Tower, Notre Dame, and the birthplace of the French Revolution. But there's a fast food revolution underway here that began over 3 decades ago. And it all started with a hamburger. Billions have been served at McDonald's all over the world, and folks in France are among their biggest customers.
Every year we serve above 600 million customers in France in our restaurants.
And to blend in with this sidewalk cafe culture, McCafés are hugely popular, serving traditional French macarons and other pastries with high-end coffees. And of course, they have freshly baked croissants, which were originally brought to France from Vienna by Marie Antoinette. And here at McDo, as they call it, even lunch is decadently French. Starting with a burger called Le Charolais. It's made with Le Charolais beef, a premium beef cut similar to Angus in the US.
More than 75% of our ingredients are sourced locally here in France.
Le Charolais is complemented with a spiced mayonnaise and melted Swiss cheese named Emmental.
It's a little stronger, I think, than the cheese I get normally. It's sort of a lighter meal than sort of a usual, quarter pounder or Big Mac or something like that.
And only in France you can order the McBaguette. It's 2 beef patties with spicy grain mustard and Emmental cheese on, you guessed it, a baguette.
The McBaguette is a burger that has a very strong local specificity through the bread, because the baguette bread is an iconic bread in France.
I've been hearing a little bit about the McBaguette. I was curious to try it. It's a little bit like typical McDonald's burger, but with a kind of a French flair.
But the Yanks weren't the only ones to flip burgers in France. A native chain called Quick has been turning out fast food for French palates for decades.
Quick has been in France for 30 years.
The company originated in Belgium.
Our keyword is innovation. We try every day to make people experience some brand new taste, some different way to appreciate burgers.
Quick's most popular item by far is the Giant, which makes up 50% of all orders at the 400-plus restaurants.
It's fresh. It tastes fresh.
The Giant is really no bigger than its American cousins, but it's the taste that makes this a true giant. It's 2 burgers on artisanal bread with melted Chester cheese, an import from Cheshire, England. It's topped off with a secret giant sauce, which has been described as a creamy mayo with hints of tomato and gherkins.
It's way better than ketchup.
The sauce is amazing.
That's the reason people like Quick.
Here in Paris, even the Colonel has gone French.
What's really unique about KFC is that everything is made by hand, and no one else in the French market can do that. Today we have 139 KFCs in France. About half of those are in the Paris region.
Just like in the US, the brand became famous for its fried chicken, served in a bucket. But the contents here might surprise you.
Our bucket range actually looks quite different from the buckets in the US. In France, our bucket business is built around finger food, hot wings, and fillet strips of chicken.
Here you'll also find some innovative and very French KFC dishes, including the chicken brisée, an oven-baked chicken fillet wrapped in ciabatta bread, along with the ubiquitous and warm Emmental cheese, finished off with a tangy pepper mayonnaise, just under $9 with side dishes.
It is good. I like it. I like the food. I like the taste. It's good to be here. It's different.
And it's full of surprises. KFC Paris serves fish fillets made of Alaskan pollock, served with fries and salad or corn. This fish dish runs about $8.
It's only worth my trip to Paris for this. I had not expected to have fish in a chicken restaurant. Très bon. Très bon.
And who would have guessed that Paris is also home to one of the world's sweetest pizzas from another U.S. import?
Welcome to Pizza Hut, France.
Here's one thing you can't get in any Pizza Hut in the U.S. Chevra Miel. You won't find any tomato sauce or pepperoni on this pizza. Instead, it's a sweet treat with crème fraîche and mozzarella, along with goat cheese and honey caramelized on top to create a decadent delight.
For a pizza, it's really quite sweet, almost dessert-like.
Making sure you appeal to the local taste is critical, and I think the team in France has done a great job because it's really in the DNA of people here.
And in its 25 years here, Pizza Hut has turned out some other uniquely Parisian pizzas, like the Montagnard topped with Saint-Nectaire cheese, which was born in France's Auvergne region around the 1600s. And on the Montagnard pizza, you'll also find French ham and tender mushrooms. And since this is France, of course there must be wine, even at Pizza Hut.
We've done a lot of work in getting a great selection of wines, from Bordeaux to Beaujolais, that people can enjoy with their meal. And in fact, if you don't finish your wine, you can take the bottle home.
Americans looking for a taste of home can find it at Subway.
Bonjour, bienvenue chez Subway.
The sandwiches at Subway's 60 Paris stores are all American, the same you find in the US. But Subway's breakfast is very French.
The French always has to have the croissant.
You can't have French people eat omelets or sausages for breakfast. You know, they'll need their espresso, they'll need their croissant and then pain au chocolat.
And so croissants and puff pastries with chocolate centers are exactly what Subway serves up to please Parisian palates. France's Subways are also test marketing the company's first yogurt machine that will make yogurt fresh as it's ordered.
Very good.
Fast food in Paris is fun and flavorful when you're breaking croissants and baguettes with friends in this fine dining mecca of the world. Britain goes bonkers for barbecue.
I'm not certain I know why that is.
And then an American favorite gets a shocking reception.
The American meatball sub that we had in the beginning didn't work out at all.
Great Britain gave birth to some of the world's most recognizable traditions and landmarks. And the greatest food advance since fire, the sandwich. Here's how it happened. Way back in the 1700s, the Earl of Sandwich put some meat between two slices of bread, and suddenly, food became portable, and a fast food tradition was born. And here in London, capital of the United Kingdom, the sandwich has been supersized by this American chain, Subway. It opened in the UK about 15 years ago and has mushroomed to 1,500 stores. And they've gone British with their proper English breakfast sub.
Because it's what the people here know as the full English breakfast, which includes meats and eggs. And that's exactly what the Mega Sub is. And it was created specifically for this country.
They've also created unique lunch subs featuring Indian flavors. Indian foods are hugely popular in Great Britain ever since the early 19th century when the British Empire expanded to India. They're a big hit in the fast food arena.
We've got a chicken tikka sandwich sub, which is also specific to this country, to the UK, and that's very popular as well. It's basically chicken breast coated in a yogurt-based marinade, which also contains Indian spices.
Yeah, I was gonna say that this thing has like some spice or something that is quite nice. It's spicy but not too much, like nice touch.
UK Subway got even more creative, figuring out how to get spicy vegetarian saag paneer, spicy creamed spinach with cheese, between two slices of bread.
The saag paneer was actually designed and created by our own development team for veggie patty, which includes a combination of Indian mixes, as well as paneer cheese, which is a very common Indian cheese, as well as spinach.
Indian foods are all the rage, even on pizza, and Domino's was happy to deliver.
As there was a great following of Indian food in the UK.
So Domino's turned up the heat on this pizza with tandoori chicken. That's chicken marinated in yogurt and Indian spices.
The tandoori pizza is based of tandoori chicken, jalapenos, onions, mushrooms, and green peppers. And it really caters for a lot of the people out there that do like Indian food. And it's one of our best-selling pizzas as well.
That's very nice. Not too spicy, but just right.
Oh, best I've had today. Lovely. But can I take it? God bless you, Governor. Thank you very much. It's the best pizza ever.
A large pie costs 17 pounds, about $27. The almost 700 Domino's in the UK add other well-known British ingredients all the time.
We recently have launched a Cumberland sausage, which has gone down quite well.
Cumberland sausage is trademarked like champagne or Parma ham, so it has to be the real thing.
Domino's Cumberland sausage is unique because Cumberland is a part of the UK where they have their own type of sausage.
Domino's says it adapts to local palates in other ways, like putting less salt in their tomato sauce, because the Brits just don't take to salty as much as Americans. But they do love chicken.
Welcome to KFC in London.
And America's biggest fried chicken chain started its fast food invasion of London back in 1965.
It's good.
Finger-licking good, to be exact. Ironically, here in the land of fried fish and chips, one London KFC favorite is grilled, not fried.
The Chicken Rancher is a product that we've introduced. It's a non-fried product, unusual for a brand that has fried in the title.
And barbecue sauce is an even bigger hit.
One of the things I love about the UK consumer is they just love barbecue. I'm not certain I know why that is. Okay, this is a barbecue rancher. It has lettuce, it has a signature barbecue sauce mayonnaise. The really exciting thing is that the signature barbecue sauce is something that was actually inspired by a recipe that the Colonel wrote and that we actually discovered literally last year.
Yeah, the chicken's good. Yeah, it's grilled, it's not fried.
But American chains are not the only players on the streets of London. In fact, on just about every corner, you'll spot one of these, Pret a Manger. The name may be French, it means ready to eat, but the restaurant chain is British through and through. It started in London in 1986 and has expanded to 300 locations.
Pret started with 2 college students studying in London University, and they thought that the food was very poor that they were eating, and they decided to set up a sandwich shop where they could give natural food, which they thought would be better than the competition.
And Pret's success has spread to the colonies.
In Manhattan, we have almost 30 shops. We've also opened in Chicago and in Washington, D.C.
Their mantra is fast, fresh, and natural.
Locally, we try and focus on British and EU food. We have Scottish salmon, British chicken. In 2013, we're moving to outdoor bred pork. So both sustainable and local ingredients are very important to Pret.
A signature sandwich includes that smoked Scottish salmon with a dollop of butter, lemon juice, dusted with a special seasoning, and surrounded in a malted whole grain bread. There's also the very British Wilshire cured ham with Pret pickle relish, similar to the beloved British Branston relish, made from half a dozen diced vegetables in a tangy apple vinegar marinade.
This food is so fresh and healthy, and it just tastes so good, doesn't it? Yes. It tastes like you've cooked it yourself.
That's because restaurant workers make everything fresh, all day, every day, in small batches from soups to sandwiches and salads to snacks. They're packaged to eat in or take away. And all the fresh food that's not sold is donated to the homeless each night, which adds up to nearly 4 million sandwiches a year.
In addition to that, we have an apprenticeship scheme that employs homeless people in Pret, so it's been a very effective program.
All of these food giants are effective at appealing to local palates as American imports hop on board with British tastes when fast foods go global. Royalty and microwave fast food meet in Sweden.
Our chef is making food for the king and the queen.
And then in Spain, you can get a golden brew with your Big Mac under the golden arches. For many Americans, the closest they come to experiencing Swedish quick-serve food is at the cafeteria in their local IKEA. But it's worth trying the real deal on native soil. In the birthplace of the Nobel Prize, the picturesque capital of Sweden, Stockholm, which sits along Sweden's southeastern coast. Here you'll find some of Europe's most sought-after fast foods, even in American chains like Subway. Eating fresh at Stockholm Subway includes the Skagenröra sub, a uniquely Swedish sandwich. It's a mix of shrimp, the ever-present Swedish dill, some creamy mayonnaise, and get this, gourmet fish eggs. A lot like caviar usually found in upscale restaurants. And this foot-long sub sets you back just $6. Cheap for Stockholm.
I'm already full.
The sandwich is wrapped up in a special whole grain bread that Subway originally imports from Germany. The mix of fish roe and shrimp is actually a traditional summertime snack for Swedish beachgoers. Subway ran with that idea, and it's been a hit for more than a decade.
The thing I like about the sandwich is like something directly from the Swedish summer.
But it isn't always that easy to adapt a classic favorite. Oddly enough, in the land of Swedish meatballs, Subway's meatball sub was a flop.
The American meatball sub that we had in the beginning didn't work out at all.
Mostly because the locals didn't take to the American-style tomato sauce, preferring their own Swedish-style meat and creamy gravy. But the rest of Subway's sandwich menu is very popular and very familiar here. That's because cold sandwiches are a staple all over Sweden. Their homegrown style is called smörgås. It's an open-faced sandwich with some butter, cheese, and sometimes meat or smoked salmon. Over at Stockholm's McDonald's, that tradition is being carried on with the frukostmaken. Only here, it's got a top and bottom made of a soft roll with Swedish ham and cheese tucked inside, all for breakfast.
We have two versions, one with ham and cheese and one with turkey and cream cheese.
So this is the turkey sandwich with Philadelphia and some salads and some fresh tomato. The bread is really soft and it's got a freshness to it. I love it. It's great.
McDonald's in Sweden started back in 1973, so we've been here for almost 40 years.
One of their most popular sandwiches is the McBanked, with a mustard mayonnaise spread, and
what's unique about the McBanked is the roasted onions, which is a very popular ingredient among Swedes.
The McBanked is a patty of beef smothered in a mountain of sweet roasted onions, sharp melted cheddar cheese, and a bracing bed of crisp lettuce.
It tastes really fresh. It's a good combination of things. I really like the roasted onions.
The onions must be attracting lots of customers. McDonald's has 220 locations around Sweden, 60 in Stockholm alone.
In fact, we have the most number of restaurants and the most number of customers per capita in Europe.
But American fast food is far from the only game in this town.
Welcome to Stockholm. This is GO.
GO stands for Get Out of Here. And that means you get out of there quickly with a meal ready to go. It's one of the most innovative fast food ideas in Europe. GO offers a series of classic entrees, such as savory Swedish meatballs with potato puree, velvety cream gravy, and a side of sweet tart lingonberries. Meatballs are to Swedes what meatloaf is to Americans.
It's a kind of comfort food you remember from your childhood.
This is meatballs and mashed potatoes. The sauce is important, really good.
Tastes like food my grandma used to make me when I was a kid. Tastes like home cooked.
The food is fabulous. The concept is even better. The meal is partially cooked, so you can grab it to go and finish it off in the microwave at home, at work, or here at GO. And it's ready
in 3 minutes.
And when it's ready, the package whistles like a teapot.
It's really nice to have food that you can grab on the go, on the way to the train, or on the way to work, and it's ready to eat and it's very good.
Other Swedish favorites include salmon with lemon dill, baby potatoes, and fresh lentils.
It's a very quick way to make a classic Swedish meal.
I think it's perfect. You can pick it up on the go. It takes 3 minutes to heat it up, and it's fast food, but in a good way, I think.
And the food here is fit for a king, literally. GO's head chef also moonlights as chef for Sweden's royal family events. The oldest fast food eatery in Sweden was started by Swedes at a place called Max Burgers. Founded in 1968, Max pioneered the Swedish hamburger business. And they've been winning international taste tests ever since.
I like Max. It's great.
The most popular items are still the beef burgers and the original burger. That has been served all the way back to 1968.
Max was one of the first restaurant chains in Sweden committed to reducing its carbon footprint and to use sustainable, local food sources. But the customers come for the sauces.
Here at Max, we are the first that introduced sauces as the extra sides that you can pick any flavor you want. Especially the original one has been on the menu since 1968.
There are more than 30 side sauces, like green garlic, a hot Creole, and sweet mayonnaise. Carb-conscious customers can get their burgers on lettuce wraps instead of buns.
In the DeliFresh menu, we serve both the DeliFresh chicken, but also the low-carb burger with no bread at all.
This is so fresh with the lettuce, the juicy meat, and the sauce and cheese. Really delicious.
This guy's not the only one crazy about Max. The Earth loves this place. Some of their restaurants sport solar panels or are powered by windmills. Fast foods with a social conscience and classic Swedish flavors. That's Stockholm. Spain is about to get sexy with fast food.
I'm eating a cheesy bikini in Barcelona.
And later, a Turkish spin on a New York favorite.
And this cheese they have here in Turkey, very, very nice.
Legend has it that Barcelona, Spain was founded by Hercules, and its seaside scenery and historic architecture are certainly fit for the gods. And so is the cuisine, even at fast food restaurants. Perched in the northeast corner of the country, Barcelona is the second largest city in Spain. Famous for its Mediterranean beaches and for tapas bars serving fine Spanish wines and gourmet appetizers. The Spanish food flair has caught on at McDonald's, where the specialty of the house is the Mick Iberica. It's a burger dressed up with Spanish ham, local manchego cheese, tomato, and Spanish olive oil.
Mac Iberica is a very unique hamburger, and this is tribute to the Spanish society, and now it's very well accepted.
It's a good burger. I feel the flavor of the Spanish ham. It's a good combination.
Another homegrown Spanish dish is the refreshing chilled soup, gazpacho, nicknamed here Mick Gazpacho.
Gazpacho is a cold tomato vegetable soup, and it's very popular in Spain. And what McDonald's offered, gazpacho, is a branded gazpacho, and it's very popular and it's very well known.
It's good. It's fresh. Garlic, peppers, tomato. It's good. Very good.
And to cater to Barcelona regulars, beer makes a meal extra happy.
Even beer. Part of our culture is offering beer in Spain. So at the end, we want to customize our product for our society.
And they customize their meal times too at Barcelona's 80 McDonald's. Since Spaniards eat lunch late and dinner even later, so does Mickey D's. Their busiest time is from 9 to 10 p.m. And during the dinner rush, customers can use an electronic kiosk. McDonald's has 800 self-serve order stations throughout Europe.
People want to be served quickly, order yourself, and immediately you go to the counter, it's all ready for you.
McDonald's also serves breakfast in Spain, but the locals don't go for Egg McMuffins. They prefer a lighter item, plain toasted muffin with add-ons of olive oil and Spanish tomato sauce. There's also a Spanish spin on breakfast over at Dunkin' Coffee, the local name for Dunkin' Donuts. The classic American donut chain boasts a shiny outlet just steps away from Barcelona's famous and ancient Boqueria Farmers Market. And if you're not in the mood for the market's offerings of blood sausage, stewed snails, or sliced tongue, you might prefer a bikini, more like a panini than a swimsuit.
I am eating a bikini right now in Barcelona.
I'm eating a turkey bikini. A little bit different than I would normally order for breakfast in the U.S., but it's really good.
It kind of reminds me of parents used to make, just a grilled cheese sandwich. It's a lot more cheese than meat. It was good.
Even the coffee gets a shot of Spanish flair.
The coffee is a lot stronger here, and usually they're tiny, so we're glad that we found Dunkin' for an actual cup of coffee.
And yes, Dunkin' doles out some special donuts to appeal to regional palates, like this one, covered with caramelized apple shavings.
The apple's really nice.
It's got like a zesty flavor in the apple, like a lemon.
Even Domino's caters to Spanish tastes, presenting the Pata Negra.
Pata Negra is a new pizza and it's one of the top-selling pizza. It has natural tomato slice, also Iberian ham and dark olives.
The Pata Negra also includes some of that rich Spanish tomato sauce and gourmet ham.
I totally do like the fresh tomato on the pizza. Like it looks a little bit more healthy than just like a normal pizza.
It also comes with a cute little bottle of olive oil, which you can add yourself. Barcelona has its share of Spanish-born chains, including one where you can dine for over 3 months straight and never eat the same thing twice.
Welcome to 100 Montaditos.
100 Montaditos means 100 little sandwiches, and that's exactly what's on the menu.
100 Montaditos is a casual restaurant concept based on Spanish diet, Mediterranean diet cuisine. We have Spanish tortilla, fish, and 100 more varieties as well.
I like that it has such a big selection. Cheese, ham, vegetables. There's also a meat selection. So it's a place to come with friends, have some beer, some snacks.
Sandwiches are about $1.50 each. Between that and the variety offered, the concept has caught fire.
The company started in 2001 when our founder opened the first Montaditos in the south of Spain. Currently, we have 220 stores in Spain, also in Portugal and France.
It's a good taste for Spanish food.
And just in case you can't get to Spain anytime soon, this taste of Barcelona has come to the U.S.
I have to say that our most popular location in terms of results is the one in Midtown Miami.
Proof positive that good food travels fast. Across the continent in Turkey, where street snacking was born, fast foods are moving in and heating up. Of all the cities along the famed ancient Silk Road, few are as alive with history, art, and culture as Turkey's largest city, Istanbul. A visit here can feel like a trip back to the 17th century. Straddling Europe and Asia, Turkey is where famous quick snacks were born. From kebabs to baklava and Turkish delights. Today, Istanbul is still breaking new gastronomic ground, but this time with fast food. Introducing the McTurko, compliments of McDonald's.
McTurko is made with pita bread, very special to actually Turkish tastes, with a regular beef patty. We also use chicken patty for McTurko. It's really local because we love pita bread in Turkey.
And they love the price, about $5. The McTurko is served with hot red pepper sauce, a staple of the spicy Turkish diet. Adapting to local tastes and traditions is important for this American fast food giant, which is also why they use halal meat, specially prepared to follow Muslim dietary restrictions.
Big Macs are star here in Turkey as well.
Big Mac may be the biggest seller, but the McBeefy is hot on its heels. The meat is similar to what you'll find in kebabs sold at street stalls all over Istanbul. It's minced beef mixed with mint and parsley. Then there's the double McKofta burger on an herb-filled bun, and
A double köfte burger comes with yogurt sauce with onion, 2 patties with salt and pepper inside, cheese, of course. It's a delicious Turkish burger.
They have some nice local adaptations, like the köfte, the meatball, the traditional Turkish meatball.
Turkish customers find a familiar shake here too, but it's far from a McFlurry.
We have a beverage very unique to Turkey. You cannot find anywhere else, called ayran. This is a kind of a yogurt drink, but a salty yogurt drink, and very special for the Turkish taste.
It's such a kind of salty drink, but very delicious.
It's very much like the thick, creamy yogurt eaten all around Turkey and Greece. And Istanbul McDonald's is going upscale in its dress code. They've commissioned brand new snazzy uniforms for their workers, created by a famous Turkish fashion designer. And when it comes to food, Turks know how to turn up the heat, even at this American transplant, KFC.
I think Turkish people in generally like the spicier foods. We love our spices, and obviously that has to do with being on the spice trail as well.
Istanbul was Grand Central Station for ancient spice traders. And KFC makes the most of that tradition with its chicken panini. It's made with cheese, spicy mayo, and a muhammara sauce, which is roasted red pepper, paprika, pepper paste, jalapeno, and pomegranate molasses. You won't find this in the U.S.
The panini sandwich is a local sandwich that we developed in this region. It has a spicy mayonnaise and has the crispy strips inside as well with a nice tender fillet of chicken and included in a special bread that's different to the normal buns.
Also tempting the Turkish palate, the chicken pickle panini. It's chicken with mayo and a pile of pickles. That pickly bite is so popular here, Istanbul street stands even sell pickled juice straight up. Folks who want their chicken in a traditional Mediterranean wrap can order a Boxmaster, which features a Turkish lavash bread around KFC original recipe chicken breast. KFC's sister restaurant, Pizza Hut, has made its own mark on Istanbul.
Pizza Hut is the first pizza chain in Turkey.
The U.S. chain attracts the locals by adding a Turkish spin to their canvas of crispy pizza crusts, regular and deep dish.
The Turkish Supreme Pizza is a pizza that you will not find in any other country. It is one that is developed specifically for Turkey, and what makes it so special is that it has sucuk, which is a Turkish traditional sausage prepared with fresh spices, and it also has pastırma, which is another local meat. It's a dried cured beef.
And pizza doesn't get more Mediterranean than this one, the Akdeniz. Topped with mozzarella and Turkish feta cheese, black olives, and tomato. And they add more herbs after it's baked.
On a scale 1 to 10, it's 7 spicy.
Even though pizza chains may be newcomers to this ancient city, doughy snacks are not. Turks have had their own version of New York-style bagels called simits for centuries. And now they've come up with a homegrown fast food chain starring that once humble simit.
This is Simit Sarayı, which translates as Palace of Simit.
The chain prides itself on taking these giant crispy sesame bagels to a new level, stuffing them with classic Turkish ingredients.
The traditional Turkish breakfast is really feta cheese with sheep milk and cucumber and tomatoes.
And this cheese they have here in Turkey, mwah, very, very nice.
They offer other crusty Turkish munchies too, like the börek. It's hand-rolled pastry filled with spinach, potato, or cheese. Just about everything here costs less than $2. And with almost 100 Simit Sarayı locations in Istanbul, there's practically one on every block.
Simit is the most popular and oldest fast food.
And with 400 years of practice, Istanbul really knows how to do fast food right. From simits fit for a sultan to Turkish touches added to Yankee favorites. From the southern edge of Europe in Istanbul, north through Scandinavia, east to Russia, and west to London, fast food is a fact of gastronomic life all across Europe. So whether you're eating spicy Indian toppings on your Domino's pizza, or ordering beer at KFC in Prague, or McDonald's in Spain, or sampling a Subway fish roe and shrimp sandwich in Sweden, the message is unmistakable. Local tastes rule when fast foods have gone global.